Okay. I've got a handful of things on the go, and what was I doing? I was farting around with this, and I'm at a point now where I need to grind the tool for the to get the splines, and I need the thread, cut this keyway, and then the final shiv. Shiv's going to be the last step, and I think I'm going to do the keyway now. And depending on how time goes, I'll grind the key. The key's going to be fairly easy. It's not a big deal. Um, I need to do the keyway while I'm here at work because I don't have a mill at home for obvious reasons. So yeah, I'm going to do that tonight. I'm going to focus on that, and then I'll grind that tool. But in the meantime, I needed to change of pace. I was getting a little tired of playing around with that, so I decided to cut some shims. As I've said before, the bearings for the 21100 are the original ones were ground. The inner races were actually the face of them were ground. It's just ever so slightly smaller than the outer races. And the idea being is that when you put it on your spindle and you tighten down on this nut, it preloads the bearings. And they're just a typical V-groove roller bearing. There's nothing overly fancy with them, but you're just trying to get a little bit of the slop out of them. There's better bearings nowadays for this type of application. There's an angular thrust bearing. I honestly don't know enough about bearings to try to spec something like that, and I never get anywhere when I'm dealing with bearing retailers. So anyway, I just went for a direct replacement and decided to come up with my own shims. I got them by hand. I used just a blade. I just used 1 inch shim, or sorry, 1 inch, 1/1000 shim. So it cuts with the knife okay. It's not so bad. So I've got this, here's my spindle. And I've got the bearing pack on there now. I say pack because there's 2 bearings side by side. The originals had the seals in the mating surfaces removed. I didn't bother. They probably did that to clean all the grinding dust out of them after they did that. But so anyways, I've got 6 thou worth of shim on the outer race. So the inner race is free to tighten up against each other. The inner race butts up against the nose of the spindle there, and then that collar there binds down on the top. So they're being forced together right now, and the outer races have 6 inches or 6 thou worth of shim again. I went a little bit under. I probably could have squeaked it to 7, but you know what? Better loose than tight, and I could always take it apart again and add another thou if I really need to. So everything seems to be spinning okay. I think what I might do for sake of experience, a little bit of a gnarly bit there, but that's not going to be a problem once I put it in. It's going to be fine. I've got a little bit of a gap in there. So I tested each bearing individually. That's why you see 3 there. And I don't know if you can still see the other one or not. It was right there. But anyway, so all I did was I chucked them up ever so slightly, just enough to stop them from moving. And then I brought in a dial and I zeroed off on the OD, and then I went into the ID and I pushed it into the dial as far as I could, just with light pressure, and I spun just a little bit to seat them into the grease. And then I measured that deflection, and it was about 3 thou, a hair more than 3 thou on both. I used a 1/10 indicator, so I do have a little bit of breathing room there. So I put it together, and I guess in theory I should be able to just bear right down on this locking collar here, and it won't make a difference because the shims are going to do all the work. So what I think I might do is I'm going to tighten this down. I'm going to put this in the lathe. I'm going to chuck it up, and then I'm just going to hold on to this with one of my work gloves because I do have some sharp edges there with my shim, and I'm just going to give them a feel. See how much resistance there. See if it feels gnarly at all. I just want to make sure I don't put too much preload on there. I may even experiment, might try it a little bit more. Who knows? Anyways, so that's where I'm at. Exciting times. The spindle assembly could probably go back together tonight. The focus is always at keyway, so I'm going to do that keyway. Once I do that, I've got my hot chocolate. Once I do that, then I'll move back onto this. Maybe I'll put that together tight. Top pulley still can't get done until that part's done. So I'm getting closer, ever so slightly. Happy days. Thanks for watching.